Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Just finished a live stream where I talked about the latest FedEx facility shooting, this time late April 15th, 2021 in Indianapolis. We compared it to the April FedEx facility shooting in Georgia, April 29th, 2014. I talked about that shooting and how the one in 2014 had a 19-year-old shooter and why it was a 19-year-old shooter. Well, I just finished the live stream and the latest detail just came out. They've now identified the latest shooter, and he's also 19 years old. So, again, not to be super redundant, but for the people who do not know, Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, is used every single day to contrive your headlines. And 19 is a very special number to the people who contrive our headlines for the sake of controlling our minds, which is our government. And again, the word government comes from Latin, and govern is to control, and ment is mental, the mind. Government means mind control. But they use the code of letters and numbers, which goes back to Babylon, which is the practice of God, as taught in Kabbalah's Book of Formation. God works with letters, numbers, and words. So this is how the tyrants are playing God over our lives, with this ancient knowledge. But again, 19. In Gematria, FedEx is 19, so is chaos. And that's why in 1982, 19 years before 2001, which was 19 years before 2020, that's why in 1982 you had the war on drugs, which was really a war on people and personal freedom. They'd created a drug culture in the United States. They'd invented crack cocaine. They came out with all these new strong laws against crack. This was all by design. This is the government working against the people in 1982, the war on drugs. The war on terror was 19 years later blamed on the 19 hijackers on 9/11. The war on terror was a war on people, taking away people's personal rights and liberties and installing a surveillance state. Now, 19 years after 2001 is 2020, the year of the war on germs blamed on COVID-19. And again, the Jesuits, who gave us the language, who gave us the calendar, who operate by this code every single day, 19 is a special number beyond its connection just to chaos. Remember, their motto is order out of chaos. But again, these are the calendar-making people, and the oldest active calendar is the Hebrew calendar, where every 19 years, holidays fall on the exact same day. And remember who the Jesuits are. They're Jews who converted to Catholicism. Remember what Gematria is, which comes from Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism. Again, it's not hard to see when you really think who's pulling the strings and why. It's all about power and control. And remember, Thomas Jefferson said there should be a revolution every 19 years when this nation was being founded, and now you know why. As for the shooter, Brandon Hull, he's the latest 19-year-old FedEx shooter. Brandon Hull's 54 forwards and backwards. Brandon Hull, like John Carroll, like Jesuit order, they're all 54. Remember, John Carroll established the first Jesuit university, Georgetown, when he was 54. And again, it's the Jesuits behind all this. Indianapolis is Jesuit town. Indianapolis 201, the Jesuit order 201. College basketball March Madness championship was just there on April 5th, won by the coach of Baylor, who went to college in Indianapolis at Butler, but he won it 201 days before his upcoming birthday. And Baylor won with 86 points after the death of Elgin Baylor at 86. From Elgin Baylor's September 16th birthday to the championship April 5th was 201 days later. Elgin Baylor went to the Jesuit school in Washington State, just like how Baylor beat the Jesuit school from Washington State. Elgin Baylor went to Seattle U. Baylor beat Gonzaga. Those are the two Jesuit universities in Washington State. There's only 27 in the nation, but Washington has 2. And again, both these numbers, 54 and 201, are used religiously with the Jesuits. Their mottos order out of chaos. They code chaos into their big events that are about shaping the world around us, trying to move us with their rituals. So again, we just got done doing a video about the 19-year-old shooter in 2014. Boom. As soon as I'm done, the headline comes out, another 19-year-old shooter. And remember, 19 is the 8th prime number. The 8th prime number, just like they're saying 8 dead. So I'd hate to be a coincidence theorist. Till next time.